All right. That was cute.
It was cute.
Yes, welcome to the chat. We are your hosts, Will Strayhorn.
And Shanika Bell.
All right. You
How are
excited
you?
again?
I am excited. I'm even more excited now that we have on our
As you
shirts.
see, we're branding now. We have a new little quick opener commercial.
Yes.
I'm drinking out of my branded mug.
Yes.
So yeah, we're becoming legit, and it's all because of you. Thank you. We got a lot of good feedback from last week's show.
We did.
So we have, of course, a lot of stuff we want to talk about today, but check in. How's your week going so far? I know it's only Tuesday.
Actually, my week has been going really well. I kind of started off with being a little under the weather, and I'm trying to combat that before it gets worse. So excuse me if I do cough a little bit.
Just please do not cough.
I will not, because I know how irritating it may be and annoying that people tend to do that.
But no, not just that. As a transplant patient, I can catch anything.
Oh yes. So yeah, I have tissue on hand, and I got my orange juice. So yeah.
Me, things are going good. School started back yesterday. Today at work, at the mental health agency, I had to do the training, which I love teaching. I loved instructing everybody. Everybody liked my presentation. I had to do it on crisis management. So it was really good. It went really good. I did a little thing out in the community, helping them get coats for the winter. Then the rest of my time, I've been excited about the show, excited about the new things that we have going on. We have some exciting announcements at the end of the show. Some things we need you guys to help us do, as well as throughout the whole show, chiming in, because we love talking to each other, but there's no more fun than you guys chiming in, letting us know how you feel about what we're talking about. If you like it, if you don't, if you got something else to say, if you're pissed off because of something I said, which I'm sure will happen, especially tonight with some of these topics.
So some of them are a little controversial, and some of them are a little are just tidbits of information that what you would do, what we would do, how you would handle it, how what would happen.
Right.
But we are really excited, and I really want to thank everyone for joining. Continue to share.
Yes,
share.
Please
make sure you share.
Click that share button. First, click it like, and then click it share.
Yes.
Yeah, we're coming to you live, by the way, on YouTube, Facebook, and we also will be adding Periscope to the mix soon. So please share. We got a lot of feedback last week. I'm excited.
Yes, we did, and I'm excited about that. So continue to keep your feedback coming, because that is the only way that we will be able to improve what it is that we're presenting to you all, and to just continue to give you the things that you all like and want to hear. And again, like Will said, we will have some things for you all at the end. So please stay tuned. Please share. Please follow, because that's the only way we are going to keep our numbers up, keep people interested in the show, and just keep what we're bringing you all coming. If we know that you all are wanting it, you all are expecting it, and you're interested in the things that we talk about.
Yeah. Also, with that being said, as far as sharing the show, and as far as us trying to grow our numbers, please make sure that you contact us at thechatcw@gmail.com. If you have a topic, if you have a question, which we'll talk about later on, that you want us to talk about on the show, because we can sit and talk all day.
Right.
But we want to talk about things that interest you. So make sure that you hit us up on our Gmail if you want to be on the show, if you have a guest, if you have a topic, if you have a question. All of that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And we would like to welcome so far Tanisha and Amy. Thank you so much, Tanisha. Thank you. I know I love our shirts.
You love our shirts?
Yeah.
What about this? You like this?
I know, right?
You like this? Mm-hmm.
So, and before anybody asks, why do I not? So let me just get that out the way now. Before anybody asks, why do I not have a mug? So what happened was, it was a test. So I went to get one. I wanted to get some made. So I was like, they might not turn out right, so let me just order one. Mm-hmm. And so I just ordered the one, and when it came back, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. So then it took me a minute to have to go back and order another one. So I just gifted Will the first one.
She's so generous.
And then, so now I'm waiting on mine. So if you're wondering, that's why I do not have one. So it's not anything crazy. So yes, that's the reason why. All right, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate you all joining. Hello, everyone, and continue to, like I said, continue to share. Make sure you hit that share button.
Hey, Debbie. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, so
And Nikki.
Yes, Nikki. Yes, hello. I don't have my glasses on, so I have to
Wear your glasses.
because
You're trying to be cute.
No,
you
know
can't
what?
be blind and cute. That's what.
Listen, because I just feel like it just takes away from my face. And with this lipstick on, I just feel like I should be talking like this.
Do you wear your glasses on your lips?
No, but I just know I was listening when you was like you was trying to be cute. The lipstick
I got you.
The lipstick is making
all
me
right,
feel
boo.
cute.
Okay. Okay. What's the first thing we talking about?
All right. So listen, you all. So everybody, all of us have gone out with friends
all the time.
And we're eating, we're having a good time, we're drinking, everybody's having a blast. And the waitress comes and then drops the check, right?
The separate checks?
No, there's one check.
Okay.
There's one check.
We already headed for problems.
Drops one check. And immediately, somebody was like, no, this was supposed to be split. Right. Can you come and split this? And then they say, well, with a table of 8 or whatever, we don't do split checks, right? And then so everybody's like, okay, so let's get what's my total? The check goes around. But anyway, that's usually what happens, right? Well, just a couple of days ago, I was scrolling through Facebook and came across Tammy Roman's Bonnet Chronicles.
Right.
And if anybody follows Tammy, like she's a hoot, and I really like her when she does her Bonnet Chronicles.
Right.
And so basically she said that some of her friends called her, invited her out, and she was like, great, where are we going? And she was like, the restaurant that they went to, she knew was kind of pricey. And she went on to say that, well, it didn't really matter because she kind of already knew that she was going to be drinking because she is trying to watch her weight because she's in some new projects that she has going on. And she went on to say, she was like, I can't see my clavicles, so I need to see my clavicles, so I won't be doing a lot of eating. So she goes and she's going through the menu and whatnot, and she's like, and just in general, she's just, you look at the menu like, oh, okay, well, this appetizer is $6.99 and this entree is $12.99 or whatever.
Right.
And so she was like, I just got something small and got me some drinks. And she was like, all the while, her friends were drinking up, eating up, drinking and eating, talking, drinking, eating and talking, right?
Right.
And they finish and the bill comes. And so she was like, the bill kind of like, I don't know if it was on purpose or how it was. The bill ends up kind of close to her. So she looks over at the bill and her friends proceed to say, let's go ahead and let's split the bill. Let's split it. And she looks and the bill's like $600, maybe it was $600 to $800. And
you mean divided evenly?
No, that's how much the total bill was.
No, I'm talking about this. When they say split it, they mean like
evenly. Yes, evenly amongst them. Let's split it. Right. And she said, honey, I sat back. I was like, wait a minute, because all I ordered was $40 worth of stuff. So I don't feel obligated to have to split this bill even. Now, please make sure y'all go ahead and write your comments.
Yeah, write your comments.
Tell me what you would do. Like, are we splitting the bill? Are you finding out where we're going? Are you asking prior? What are you doing? So she goes on and she says, so I excuse myself and say, I'm going to the bathroom. So she goes to the restroom. She finds the waiter. She pays her portion of the bill.
So she did this away from everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Pays her portion of the bill, leaves him a tip, and goes back to the table and says, all right, y'all, I'll see y'all later. I already took care of my portion of the bill. I saw the waiter on the way and I took care of my portion of the bill. And so her friends got upset with her. And we're like, no, we were going to split the bill. And she was like, no, I only $40 worth. I don't feel obligated to pay $100 or plus more of this bill when I only ate $40 worth of food.
That's true.
Okay. So please tell me. what would you do? Would you do a Tammy Roman move? Would you sit at the table and say, no, I'm not doing that? Would you find out prior? Is this we're splitting the tab? Am I paying my own? Is somebody taking care of me? Am I taking care of myself? How much money do I need? Like, what do you do?
I've been in this situation. I've actually been in this situation this past summer. I have to be careful because very generally speaking, yeah. My husband and I have both been in the situation. First time meeting people, and the whole thing is we're going to go out to eat. Okay, fine. I do that all the time. Pull up to the restaurant, it's Bentleys, Mercedes, Beamers, all of this. So I already knew, and I can roll with the best of them.
Right.
But, I had to get my mind right because I'm funny about my money.
Right. We all
are. So, yeah. So when in the restaurant, looked over the thing, menu and everything. I'm a very basic eater.
Right.
Baked chicken, don't give me no a la mode.
Right.
None of that. None of that. So the menu was already out of my taste department.
Right.
So I found something that I was fine with eating. It was like $30-some. I don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
So I just had me a sweet tea. Very basic menu. So I wasn't expecting to pay maybe $40-some at the most.
Okay.
Justin was the same way. When the bill came back, now mind you, it was like maybe 7 or 8 of us.
Okay.
Everybody's ordering lobster tails, drinks. I remember they brought us this big picture of sangria or something a couple times, refilling it. We go, all right. Yes. Until that bill came out, they looked it over and they were like, you know what, we're just going to break it down the middle. We're going to divide it evenly. Me and Justin, we knocked the knees under the table. Wait a minute. Bitch, no, we're not. No, we're not going to do that. Now, this is in my mind. Never did I open my mouth and say it because I'm like, this is my first time meeting these people. And anyway, it came down to like $90 per person. $90. That's not $90 for me and Justin together. That's $90 for me, $90 for Justin. All because they wanted lobster tails and filet mignon and all that. And I think I had some type of a pasta and chicken. And I'm like, do you speak up like you want to speak up? Or do you make a bad impression for these people?
Okay.
And I made up. I didn't speak up. I mean, I was like, I ended up paying $180.
Okay. So let's read what let's read what our guest said, and then I'm going to tell you what I. Okay. Walter says, I wouldn't feel obligated either. However, when you go out with a group of friends, the bill situation should be discussed before eating and drinking starts.
Sure.
Tanisha. Okay, I didn't see what was said prior.
Tanisha, right here.
Okay, yes. Okay, I agree with Tammy. It should never be assumed someone is taking care of more than what they've had. Tara says, I would only pay my portion.
But how do you do that once it's discussed? Because the person she said, so why don't we just split this down the meeting? I'm in the middle. Everybody's like, okay. Now, out of 8 people, you the only 1 or 2 people who can say no?
I'm sorry, but we're on a fixed
income.
Oh
my God.
Or I'm sorry, or the waiter, like, come here. So this is what we had. Can you bring us out a separate or redo the bill or something? Because personally, for me, and it was I don't know why I'm not seeing all the rest of the do you see all the rest of the comments? Okay, so Nick, I don't see. Okay. So
Nikki said
no. I'm not splitting. I would pay my portion.
But Nikki, I want to know, how do you approach that? Once everybody in the group is fine with doing that, do you go against everybody and you're like, sorry, break that down? And then, like you said, when it is over 8 people, normally they don't do separate tabs. So is that when you pull out the calculator and you start to do, okay?
Excuse me.
I just don't know what's the proper etiquette.
Okay, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. What is the proper etiquette when doing that? Okay, so we have get the bill situation together before sitting down, eating, and ordering drinks.
And then let's see.
And then nope, I'm paying my portion. And then it's almost like, what do you do? Because then what if somebody is saying, oh, I'm at the end? Because usually sometimes at the end, but now I've noticed that when you go out to restaurants, they're asking in the beginning, is this together or separate? Usually they would ask that at the
Well,
end, but I've noticed.
To me, it depends. Well, my experience has been that they do that throughout. It just depends on who the waitress is. She'll say, is this together?
And then, but they're right. So my point, what I was getting ready to say was, and then you don't know, because what if the other person, when considering it was 8 people, it was if somebody was going to pick up your bill. You know what I'm saying? So then you don't really know. You're like, okay, split it in the beginning. So
and then I actually thought with these people, because they first time meeting, they said we're gonna go out to eat. I was actually thinking
that somebody's gonna pick up your
that was, it was welcome,
right?
Yeah, won't like that. I'm glad my mom always taught you always have some money,
right?
Or I would have to excuse myself. But yeah.
Ooh, wow, what? So you ended up paying. So you did.
We ended up paying $100, and it was $180 that we were paid for probably like $80 worth of food that we consumed.
Okay, and then when you all left, what was?
We didn't speak to each other for about 20 minutes because we were pissed at each other for not saying nothing.
Okay, and then after the piss, went away. What was?
We still talk about that to the day. Like when we get in situations like that, we always joke about we don't want to end up like that again.
Right. Okay. So right. So what was the conclusion? What was the?
Afterwards?
Yes. So how did y'all decide y'all were going to handle it from this point on?
Well, I basically, when I do my order, I'll whisper to the person that these two are going to be on separate checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I think that.
But like I said, I went into it. It was never discussed. I
right.
assume you make an ass on yourself when you assume that this was like a
a family. Welcome to the
yeah.
Welcome.
Not. It was not.
Okay,
it was not.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some comments. You
yes.
Read them?
Yes. Okay. So Tanisha says, when I'm at work, it's a party more than 6. I'll ask ahead of time if the bill is separate or one check. Amy says, I wouldn't be going out to eat with them again because it is a setup. And then Nate says, this just happened to Diane and was left with
Dion.
Oh, Dion, and was left with a 1,100 plus.
Oh no! I would say, come on back. Come on back. That's his friend up there.
$1,100.
$1,100.
$1,100. Like what? 1,100.
I mean, you know how Nate eats. Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. And Dion's the same, so I can see. I mean, so why? How do you speak up if you're in those situations? Well, I mean, nobody still has told me what you do when you're in that situation.
I think
because sometimes you might not even have it.
Right, but
in the break, you took just enough and you ordered according to what your wallet dictated.
Well, I think that just like you just said, you just pull the waitress or waiter to the side and say, listen, these two are separate, because, and then at that point, I guess the waiter or waitress would know once that check is being brought, it would be everybody else, because y'all's check came separate. But
Nate says it was her birthday weekend too. So, yes, I know there was at nothing but the best, and she had to pay for her own thing. I would have been pissed. I would have sent nice thank you cards in the mail and asked them to remit their payment for their dinner that they skipped out on.
That's horrible. Like that's horrible. That's just horrible. That's really just horrible and disgusting. And anybody who feels like that's okay, like, yeah, I would not be hanging out with them anymore, because that's horrible.
Shawnee said, I'm used to the survey asking if all together or separate checks. That's the best way to go. I agree. No, she said, just be upfront. I'm paying for mine only. Don't play with my money.
Right. That's how I feel. Don't play unless I've said I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of your bill or whatever. Like, don't assume that I'm paying. Don't assume that. But I don't know. But anyway, and at the end of it, she said that she decided that now she has to say, where are we going? How is this going to work? Like, are we splitting the bill? And she said that that's pretty much like how she has to handle it now, because she knows that with this group of people that's pretty much how they roll.
So, okay, I think I recall people saying like if I say, Shanika, let's go out to eat, some people were saying like it's expected that you're the one paying.
Right.
Have you ever heard something like that?
I heard people say that, like, are you actually just, even though you're asking me, does that mean that you're going to take care of the bill?
Right.
But I don't assume anything. I
Yeah.
don't assume. It's just like, okay, I'm still going to have my own money.
Right.
And then it does sometimes become a moment of silent awkwardness when the waitress says, is this together or separate? Because you don't know, again, which goes back to what I said. I don't really know if you're going to be paying for my bill.
Mhm.
So then it's like, okay, well, who's gonna say, am I gonna say separate? Is he gonna say separate? Or, you know, whatever. Because
Yeah.
it's like, if you invite me
It's
out,
that awkward time, like
Right.
towards the end of the meal, you like, okay, I don't see her reaching for that.
right.
Yeah.
So I just think that, you know, you really have to get that out of the way. And then even if you are inviting someone out, like how do you all handle that? Like, chime in, like, if you invite somebody out, are you expected to pay for the bill, or is it just a come on, let's go out, and they're expected to pick up their bill if you go get drinks, if you go get food, or whatever.
Actually, I want somebody to copy and paste this link so that you can come up here and talk to us.
Yeah.
So all you need is a camera on your phone or on your computer, or whatever. Copy and paste. Nate, you can do it. Copy and paste this link. Come on up here. We want to talk to you. Talk to us about what happened in this Dion situation. $1,100, I would still be pissed. I would be unfriending a lot of people, blocking a lot of calls.
Yes.
No way in the world.
There's no.
No. Not going to happen.
That's unreal. Like, and especially with it being your birthday, I would think like, okay, we've had a conversation before. Like, okay, so we're going to pick up her tab. Like, she should not be paying for her food on her birthday.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, that's just mad crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Are we moving on?
Okay. Are we? Do we have?
Do we have any more comments on that?
Yes. Please make sure you share. I'm just floored by that. $1,100
$100. That's
dollars.
I mean, I'm really floored by them paying it. We would have still been sitting there trying to figure out who will pay it.
Right.
Because it's my birthday. Y'all figure out.
I mean, and then what happens when you say my portion is this?
Yeah.
You need to, or is it that the last one who's sitting at the table is the one who pays it? Like, I just don't understand it.
Walter says, I don't understand why grown adults would assume someone is paying for their meal. That's high school crap. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Donnell Harvey says, what's so hard? Pay for yourself. I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless somebody's saying, I got you. Yeah, you should come prepped and ready to pay for your own.
Dessert is on you somewhere else. But that's on the romantic scene. I don't know. I'm used to doing something like that now. But not no $1,100. I ain't never had $1,100 worth.
I don't even know what an $1,100 bill look like. I mean, I don't know what an $1,100 bill like. What is it?
They don't have no $1,100 bill. Oh, you're talking about the ticket?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a dollar bill.
No, I'm saying
I don't even talk off air.
No, I'm saying I've never seen anything that was like $1,100.
But I can imagine knowing it came from Nate and Dion. I can definitely see. Okay. All right, but y'all have your own.
But no, that I would never order. Okay, which is another thing, because this is another thing. If you are treating someone out, because I always make it happen. Like, if someone's treating me out, like, I don't get more. I don't order more than what they order. What about y'all? Like, if somebody's treating you out and they say, go ahead, get what you want. Do you really get what you want?
No, that's not what I mean when I say that.
Right. I mean, don't
get
more
what
than
you want within limits. Yeah, and look at my face when you order.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm getting turn it all the way out. No. So that was my other question too. So when you take someone out, do you, or if someone invites you out, do you order more than what they have ordered? Or if they say get what you want, do you really get what you want, or do you order within the means of what they're ordering?
That is a good question. You know what normally people say? When people say, I'm going to take you out, go ahead, it's on me, that really should be a good feeling. You should be like, oh. But to me, that is a lot of stress, because then I am plagued with the question, well, what can I order? How much do they have? Is this going to be too much? Am I going to really be able to get what I really want?
Right. Well, I just make it a habit never to order more than what they order.
What's up if they say go first? You go first. I'm sure that if they're gonna pay for you, they're gonna tell you to go first.
Well, probably so, but I would still like if somebody's paying for me, I think over $20. If it's a place where it's kind of like that's kind of like the limit, not the limit, but kind of like the highest at like 23, 24. Like I probably wouldn't go over the $20.
Even Applebee's is $16.99, $17.99.
Right, but I mean,
you get your drink, that's over $20.
But I probably wouldn't order alcohol. And then if I'm with someone,
sweet tea.
Oh, well, sweet tea. Okay. Well, and then, but I also make a habit, like if I'm out with somebody who's treating me for lunch or dinner or whatever, I pay for my own alcohol. Like I don't.
Okay. Well, I don't drink. So, yeah.
I pay for my own.
Do you at least tip or offer to leave a tip?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. For sure. Okay. Shawnee
said, I feel you on that for sure. Amy said, I would order the same meal as them or something less. But like I said, again, if you go first.
Right. And then they may say something
She said she would ask their budget.
Who said that?
Amy.
Oh.
Now she can return. Let's go return. Excuse me. Never mind. Don't.
Oh, but how do you put that without sounding crass?
Yeah.
Like
I would order within the same price range. Yeah, that's what seems what a lot of people are saying. But usually, if they're that gracious, they're going to say, "Go ahead and order first."
Right, and then if you order, and then if they say, "Are you sure that's all you want?"
And I've said that paying for somebody, you sure this because you can tell, that they're probably holding back.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, if they go over the top, then my jaw's tight. So it's just a catch.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's a. Ooh, that's kind of iffy. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, okay, what's next?
So the biggest story I think going on all week was Meghan, Harry, and the Queen, the Britons. Meghan and Harry decided that they wanted to step back from their senior duties as, a royal couple, and they wanted to become financially independent.
Yes.
They wanted to step back. They wanted to spend their time between Canada and the UK.
Okay.
A lot of heat from it. Not necessarily, I guess, from what the end result was, maybe from the Queen, but a lot of people that were trying to blame Meghan. They threw a lot of race things in it. They were talking about how they had been attacking her ever since the beginning, calling the baby a chimp. I didn't know they called the baby. They had called the baby a chimp. One British magazine when she was leaving the hospital. Did you see that?
He was he ended up getting fired.
Good.
He was a radio personality.
Okay.
And he had been working there for years, like 20 plus years, I think.
Uh-huh. And
then they ended up firing him because he said that.
Crazy. But so in addition to this, they have actually, even though they just announced this, things are coming out. And back in June 2019, they had filed, where was it at? The Intellectual Property Office in the UK said that the couple made moves to prepare for their financial empire by filing applications to trademark the name Sussex Royal on a whole bunch of different products and items. So they've been preparing for this for a while. Because I guess they already saw that maybe, the allowance and things that he gets for being he's a prince, but together they're Dutch and I think it's Duke and Duchess. I think it was Duke and Duchess of Sussex were threatened, possibly cut off. So, but he went on and somebody had made a post that, he was doing this in the name of love, that he was willing to give up everything, his allowance, his role, everything, because he didn't want what happened to his mom, he said, to happen to his wife. Right. He saw how the media was treating her.
Right.
So my question to you have you ever been faced with having to give up something that you love greatly, for something else? Protecting someone else? Have you ever been faced? And could you walk away from all of that in the name of love? I know a lot of people said they know they couldn't. In the salon, a lot of people said they couldn't do it.
Well, let me first say this, because when you sent me that and I was kind of reading different things about it, and I thought to myself, okay, that, what is his mindset? And then I would, think about her. But a lot of times when I saw her, she just never really looked happy. And I feel like she took what she loved. She was an actress. She had already been married previously, and she had her own life. And I think that him being a husband looked at her and said, okay, this is definitely a sacrifice for you. You're giving up everything. So you had a baby immediately. You no longer are in, because I think she was in Suits, and she was playing in that. And it's like, you give up all of this. And I think that he saw that she was having to conform. And that's my biggest thing, is conforming into what a lifestyle or into the world of somebody else for the sake of the relationship. And I think that for him, I think he saw that. And to me also, I think that his mom also did the same thing.
Because they were outsiders. Both of them outsiders. Yeah. But before I even reply to that, I saw this, and this really, really sparked a nerve with me. It said, I find it hard to believe that she had not considered the possibility that they would behave this way. I mean, history tells a clear story that once people show you who they are, believe them. Besides, Diana's story should have been a cautionary tale for their treatment of outsiders, least of all a colored girl. So do you think she walked into that thinking that it was going to be roses, that it was going to be easy for her? She was Hollywood, and a lot of people, including myself, I'm guilty. When I saw her walking down the aisle, I said, they're not going to stay married, because she's used to Hollywood, and when she has to give up her tweeting and her cell phone and her her Hollywood events, it's going to get on her.
Well, and I think that in her face you can see that, but him, the thing about it, which is really amazing to me, is the Queen decided to let them go. But I think
that's what was released.
Okay.
Yeah.
So allegedly,
that's our word. Allegedly. Yeah.
Okay. But I think that just like because I really had to take this, because her story is really no different than any regular person's story to me, in a sense. It's like it's like just like my family, your family, your parents know who's going to be the wild child, who's going to be the child that's going to most likely succeed, like who's going to be the child that is going to be the one that causes the problems and all that. I believe they know. He was never, whenever I would see him, he was never the one that was contained, like his brother.
I feel like his mischievous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that they know him, his personality. They know what he needs. So I think that he would rebel against it even if they tried. And I think that for the sake of his family and because of his mother, he made the decision to for a while, however long, to walk away. I think that is very noble of him, because I think that it's like, I don't want my family to fall apart. So what is it that I can do? And then I think so often that women do go into relationships, into marriages, and we sometimes end up conforming depending on the types that we have to conform to, especially if our husbands are the breadwinners. It's like, okay, we conform into, okay, well, he has to work these long hours and I get off before him, and well, I don't want him to come home and no dinner is here, so I need to cook. And then we have children, and maybe I could have 15 minutes to spend with him, so I need to make sure the kids are in bed. And then, so that it's like you conform to all of this, and then you find yourself. Yes, and then you find yourself in this routine over and over and over.
Right. Right. Amy Childs said, plus I think she missed her mom, but I thought her mom was able to come and go.
I thought her mom was there for a while.
Yeah,
I think her mom was there for a while, but I still think that in a sense too, her mom was just regular. It was just, I just think that her life was regular. And then it's like, okay, now I have to come into this family where, somebody's probably taking my shoes off for me, and somebody is feeding my children or my child.
I think it's the privacy. I think it's hard to go from Hollywood, and she was never like an A-list actress. So I'm sure she was still striving, trying to get out there, and to have to pull all that back and then lose what you had worked for. Probably in her mind, she thought she would be able to come in there and somehow be able to do both of them. So she was a little naive on that. And then with Harry, like you said, he was a wild child, so maybe he was also saying, "We'll figure it out." we'll be able to do that, blah, 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 blah. Or they could have went into it knowing that they were going to do this here. Somehow figure out how to step back from it all.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but you never answered my question.
Oh.
My question was, would you be able to give it all up? Queen Princess Shanika, would you be able to give it all up?
Well, I feel like happiness and peace trumps all.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really know how happy or peaceful he really was in all that. So for me,
right.
I think that if I can have my happiness and my peace not being in that, then yes. But I just don't think that they're going to send him out there with nothing. I just don't. You know, I'm just not like you throw you out to the wolves. I just don't think that that's going to happen. But he said that he was willing to give up everything, his allowance and everything. For his family. I mean, okay, because I would almost have to say yes. I feel like I would have to say yes. Because in a sense I did that. Like, you know, when you leave the comforts of your parents' home and you're going into a situation, you know, let's just say, because I never lived with my husband prior to us getting married. So I literally left my mama's house and came in to be with him and be in a situation that I knew nothing about. So it was comfortable at my mama's house. Like it was home for me. So now I have to come somewhere that out of what I could go, I could come, I could, you know, whatever. And then to now I'm having to be, okay, a wife, and somebody's wanting me to cook something, and somebody like, I need to make the bed, and I need to have, you know, so I would almost have to say yes, because I think that that's what we do when we leave the comforts of our parents' homes. That's what we do, and it is all in the name of love.
In the name of love.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have to really be in love. I mean, that's a lot, because as we're going to talk about with Meek Mill, the Meek Mill situation, you know, he was in love with a lady and messed up with his money, and in the end, she left him.
Right.
So, you know,
but we
were born into this.
Right.
Give it up for a possibility. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, thanks for joining. We do have a couple of more people who joined. Thank you all for joining, Charlotte and Tara.
Hey.
Amy says, yes, Shanika, he was glad when Megan came along. And she also says, yes, we'll agree with you also. But you know that at one time, like even when he would go to like different countries, you would always see him dancing. And I think it was the time when he was with Rihanna.
A lady said, I had the article where she was saying Harry was always mischievous. He was laughing. He would make people laugh. He was the life of the party. But in recent pictures, he was always looking upset or sad or mean. So what we don't see is what was troubling them. You know? That's why I'm like, when you said the Queen issue, that they were, I think she said something like, we fully support them. Do you really fully support them? Or is that the official release? Is that just the official statement from the palace?
Well, I think that if they stayed, it was still going to be, he would rebel against that.
Of course.
So I think that just let him go, and just, let him see how it's going to be or whatever. I think that you would win him over better by just letting him go and then come back versus keeping him and her there. Because I think that, does the royalty really want to see a divorce all because you didn't let them go?
Now, do you remember when they announced that the Queen wanted to have a meeting?
Yes, I did.
Okay, who was supposed to be at the meeting?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
Okay, so it's supposed to be her, Prince Charles, Prince William, and Prince Harry. And Meghan's in Canada, but she was supposed to join by phone. She was going to phone in.
Okay.
So at the meeting, it was the Queen, Prince Charles, Prince Harry, and Prince William. She said it was no need for Meghan to call in.
Which is, I understand that.
How can you understand? So she wasn't allowed to be in the conversation about her future?
Well, no, but I think that because that's her grandson.
And that's her granddaughter-in-law.
It is, but I feel like I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, they're still going to have a conversation. So it really doesn't matter what your mom said.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what your mom said.
Right.
Because if I say, like, this is just not working, like, are you going to go with me or am I going to go alone? So it really doesn't matter. At the end, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, y'all can have all these private conversations and how we feel and what we're going to do and if I'm going to get. But at the end of the day, we took vows together.
Right.
So even though you fall under this lineage of royalty or whatever, we still need to figure out what it is that we are going to do. Now, would you could go with me, or you could stay here, but there's no guarantee that I'm going to stay.
Right. Oh, yeah. Ever since the Princess Diana wedding, did you watch that?
Yes.
Did you get up early in the morning and watch it? I did. Okay. I remember getting up. Yeah. But I've always been infatuated with the royal family. But did you know who has custody of Harry? I mean, what is it, Prince Archie or the little baby?
The baby. No, he probably does. They do. The grandmother, the grandfather,
the queen.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
The queen. So that wasn't even brought up.
But that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, right.
But okay, so we do have some comments.
Yeah.
Oh.
The queen.
My mom was. Excuse me. My mom was like, "Wait a minute, you made your bed at home." I did make my bed at home, but when you get grown and you get your own stuff, you're like, "I'm not making the bed today." I did make my bed at home.
And then Nick said the queen gave the politically correct response. That's to make she mad on her. Yes, she is. She ticked.
Yeah, I mean, she may be, but yeah, I think just to save face, the best thing for her to do was to just go ahead and agree with it, because I honestly just think that, and I don't think that Meghan is being rebellious, because even when she did the interview, remember when she did the interview after she had the baby, and the reporter was like, "Well, how are you?" And she was like, "You know what? Thank you so much for asking me, because nobody has really asked me how I'm doing." And she was like, and I think that took, I mean, like when you're in her, and I want to say for her at the height of her career, I mean, not the height of her career, but in her career, and then you set that aside to marry Prince Harry, and then your whole entire life changes.
Cool, but you became a princess whose life is not going to change. I thought this was some grand sacrifice. She loved him more than her career, but now she wants to go back because it's not what she expected.
But I mean, okay, let's just as general folk, okay? So, have you ever gotten into a relationship with somebody and meet their parents and just be like,
"Oh, I do."
So, this is not at all. And then I got to almost think about,
yeah,
and I almost think that I might have to put up with them for the rest of my life. Yeah, no, it was nice knowing you.
But the difference between me and Meghan is I think she has to deal with them. I'm married to my spouse, or hypothetically, I would be married to my spouse. I don't have to deal with the family. That's a choice. But Meghan, I guess she has.
Yeah, because she's living in the home and the castle, excuse me.
She reaps the benefits of her role in her marriage. Yeah, but I guess they wanted to step back from it all.
She just never looked happy to me.
Do you think, okay, and I know we can't judge, do you think it'll last? There have been divorces before, Fergie, Diana, all of them. So it's not like it's unspoken to for marriages.
But I think that they will. I think that this is going to make it stronger.
Okay.
Because I think it's a sacrifice for both of them, because she has to realize that it's a sacrifice for him to walk away. And then he has to realize it would be a sacrifice for her to stay. So I think that if they don't come together and make it work, then
Amy says they have flown their dogs to Canada, so they are serious and not playing because of the racism, and it has taken toll on her. And they're And
I don't necessarily know that it's really all the racism. I mean, I'm quite sure there has. It's not quite sure. There have been, rumors of people saying things that are very disgusting. But I just think that I mean, to take on that role, because sometimes I think even the role that I take on as my husband, as his role in the military and me, sometimes I'm like, it's a lot sometimes. I mean, and by no means am I the Duchess, but it sometimes
But he
taking
has
on.
rank.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so the wives who husbands don't have rank, they look up to you. So yeah, similar.
well, yeah, but you know, and people have to understand, like when you get into that role, there are certain things that are required of you because there's a
Much is
whole
given, much is required.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole week that I had to go. I had to go for a whole week of classes, like talking about etiquette, military
Really?
etiquette, and like if you're at an event and who's ever sitting at the table, how when you start eating, and
I need to take that class because I eat immediately. So they would, someone would have to kick me.
so things like that. So it's definitely. I mean, and there is once you get up to that point, like things that you can do, things that you cannot do, and different things you shouldn't talk about, and things like that. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Time is coming on, so let's do another one of your topic. It's already 7:49. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully in February we're going to be going to 75 minutes. If you guys want it, so
yes, keep sharing. Okay. And I did want to touch on R. Kelly, but that whole situation.
Did you know she went back to their parents?
Okay, so Azriel Clary went back to her parents, which is very odd to me because she is the one that when Gail interviewed them, she was the one that was doing the most of the crying, the majority of the crying. Like, y'all don't understand, like this, that. She was the one doing all the crying. And then remember when we watched the second part of it, Jocelyn Savage and her father was up there, the mother and the father, and the mother was like, R. Kelly had her write a letter saying that her dad molested her, and then he never denied it, and then he just kind of dropped his head, and he was like, because I've said from day one, I just think something's not right. Right. But so Azriel Clary went back to her home, and then during the altercation. So if you all have not caught up on it, there's many videos out there about R. Kelly's girlfriends, Jocelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, and they had gotten to an altercation, and then in the middle of this altercation, or kind of right at the end, Azriel yells out, "You're going to jail! You're going to jail! You slept with a minor. You've been sleeping with me for
the fight." Did you see the fight?
Yes, I did. Oh. She drug. I mean, she did. I mean, it was bad. It was sad, but. Yeah. And then she was like, give her these Grammys, just give whatever, just give this stuff to her. So I was just really kind of baffled. And she was like, R. Kelly, he's been lying to y'all. He's been lying to y'all. We didn't even see the docuseries, is what she said. And so now it's like, it's just all falling apart. Like, it's all falling apart. And then they said, allegedly, she's supposed to be working with the FBI.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, this is a mess. This is just a mess. So,
okay.
Cassie says, I don't think it's racism. Parents, grandparents want who is best for their kids.
Oh, it's for the queen. Yeah.
So do you not think that she is a good person for him?
Yeah, Cassie. Let's give us a little more clarity on that.
Right.
I don't think it's racism. Parents, grandparents want one of the best. Love the shirts. Thank you.
Thank you. But so that whole situation in itself, but I haven't really heard much about Savage going back to her.
Did she get arrested?
She did get arrested and she was released. And then, but I didn't hear if she went back home to her parents or not. I'm not really for sure. I didn't hear much about that.
Okay.
But Azriel didn't know she went back. All right. So hey, thanks for joining. So where are all of my my sorority and fraternity org members? I need you all to get up here and
rep your org.
Yes, rep your org. So Nikki, you said you were about to ask the same about Jocelyn Savage.
Or did she get arrested? Probably.
Or did she get arrested?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so yeah. So anyway, so yes, all of my rep your fraternity or your sorority if you're up here because we are going to dive right into talking about Lil Boosie and
Can't give her a name.
the Kappas.
Yeah, Sigma Gamma Rho.
Hey, okay. So yes.
About this. Oh, the best for their kids.
Oh, the question. Okay. All right. So listen, have any of you all heard about the Lil Boosie and the Kappa situation? All right. Send up some hearts if you heard about that story. Yes, send up some hearts if you heard anything about that story, and I'll just get right into the story. So basically, the Kappas back when I was in college, the Kappas used to do their
Hey, Lil Boosie, don't get me in trouble.
No, they used to.
I have just always wanted to be a Kappa.
Okay.
And I can relate. I ran into a Lil Boosie situation when I was in high school. Scared me to death. But yeah.
Okay, so and back when I was in school, the Kappas they had the canes. That was their thing. The canes. They would dance with the canes or whatnot. All right. And so now this new generation of Kappas are now doing the shimmy. Mm-hmm. So they're shimmying. Okay. So and they
Did you see my nephew do it at the wedding? Or where you going?
I don't know.
Yeah, he got yeah.
And so they shimmy to his song, "Wipe Me Down." They shimmy to his song. Mm-hmm. And he decided that he was going to buy a Kappa shirt and wore it to, I think, a basketball game. And the Kappas
won't have it.
No.
They weren't there for it.
No, not at all.
Not only them, a whole bunch of Greeks came after him.
And was very upset that Lil Boosie had on this Kappa shirt.
Rightfully so, I think. We disagreed on this.
Yes, we did. Because I just felt like, let me just say this. So then he apologizes. So then after he apologizes, he says, well, if y'all gonna play my song, at least teach me how to shimmy.
Not even the same thing, dude. Not even the same thing.
So people
right, that's a no-no. And I'm not even Greek, and I know that.
And I do too.
After he told me to take the thing off my car. Yeah, I knew this. No.
So then he was just like, okay. So and I was like, okay. So maybe it was just a mistake, or like you were just, or maybe in his mind he felt like, okay, y'all dancing to my song, so I am just going to show y'all love because y'all dancing to my song. And I was like, okay, well, let it just be a marketing. Like somebody who might be wanting to join Kappas, like Lil Boosie, and like, okay, Lil Boosie is repping Kappas, so
if anything, that was homage to Lil Boosie. That organization, that established organization, chose his song to shimmy to. That doesn't give him the right because so that means I can go wear this shirt. Because they didn't just join the organization. I mean, basically, it's a whole big family process.
Right.
They're tight. It's a tight-knit situation.
It is.
My whole situation, okay, in high school, I had bought me a little Kappa sticker and put it on my back window in my car. So when people will see it, they would just assume. A guy came up to me and asked me, I guess, their secret question, and I didn't know the answer. He told me, you need to take that out your window. Scared me to death. I took it out and I said, if I'm gonna be a Kappa, I'm gonna have to do it the real way. You don't do that. They're serious about that's a brotherhood. It's a family.
Right.
So
it is.
Even when all the other Greek people attacked him, I understand that, because you go through a whole process.
But for me, and I get it. I get it. I get it's a whole process. I get whatever it is that you may have to go through online.
Lifelong relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. But I just don't think he meant no harm.
I know he didn't. He was just ignorant to the situation. And he thought, because it's for sale. And I saw the dance to my song.
Right.
I can wear it. And somebody should have told him. Hey,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
I mean, what do y'all think? We want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think? Do you think he was
So-
wrong? I know your mom said if they shimmy to his song,
you should be able to wear the shirt.
no.
Well, I just don't think he meant no harm.
Yeah,
I
know it
just
wasn't
don't-
done spitefully.
Right. I don't think he just really didn't know. And he
Just-
apologized and all that. Tanisha says Boosie is a fool, laugh out loud. And then
Yeah, he
I'm
didn't
not sure
mean
if
to
it's
harm
Cassie or
by it.
Cassie.
But it was just wrong.
She's not royalty. She isn't a blue blood. One of the biggest fear was my daughter marrying someone I didn't think was worthy of her hands.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Oh, the best. Oh, meaning that she wasn't the best because she wasn't blue blood. That's the same thing they thought about for Diana, though. They wanted her to marry somebody who was of that upper echelon or somebody that had status, so they came from a family that had status. And Megan didn't. And she was colored, as they say. Yeah.
So over that.
It's 2020.
Right,
Yeah,
get over
yeah.
it. Get over it.
Justin said he was not wrong. What? Why would it be mine that would?
Well, Nikki said I don't think he meant any harm either.
Yeah, he didn't mean any harm by it. But I mean, I guess if you don't understand what being Greek is, then you won't really. You just think it's trivial, it's superficial. Oh, it was a mistake. But once you, what they say, cross those burning sands, you'll understand. You know, a lot of people will die for their organization.
Right.
So
that's why I went
it was like the utter disrespect for him to do it. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, I didn't know the man was a Kappa. Because they have an image. And I was like, oh, okay. But then I found out that he had it on. I was like,
well, he didn't know.
And didn't nobody tell him?
Oh, yeah, they told him the next day. They told everybody.
I mean, while he was getting dressed, going out, anybody say, yo, I ain't know you.
But they probably felt like I just said, that, okay, they're shimmying to his song, and he was just representing the Kappas because
he fired them all.
I mean,
that's why you should have people around you to correct you when you're wrong. Unless they assume that he was. Like I assumed when I didn't know no fool would be out there in the public at a game. He lucky. Well, I guess he had security. But
I don't know. Okay, so Walter says, agree with you, Will. We are brotherhood. We are a brotherhood in the CPO mess. Unless you go through the process of getting accepted, you are not one of us.
Exactly.
I hope I'm saying her name right. Cassie HP says right. Nikki says, but I heard his brother was a Kappa. Oh, don't know how true it is. If it is, he should definitely know better. So
his brother should have came with him with his shirt on. And Boosie
so we have to like do a little bit of investigation and see.
We'll have to figure out. To be continued. We'll do some more research. But I know he did issue an apology.
Yeah, he did. He did issue, but then he
wanted to show him.
Yeah, so you should just
that's not a trademark. I mean, because that look like a lot of dances, really. Just as long as you ain't got a Kappa shirt on.
Right, while you doing it. But it's a lot of work in that. But, I've
been practicing.
You go right ahead. You go right ahead.
Yes. It's 8:01. It's 8:01. So we have some announcements for you guys. I'm gonna let Shanika go ahead.
Okay, so I do have.
What are we gonna talk about first?
Okay, let's talk about Nikki because she's up here. So let's just talk about her. So just in case I don't have everything right, then she can like.
Okay, what show is this for?
This is an event that she is hosting.
Okay, good.
So at the end of the show, we always announce either about a business or an event that is being hosted that I found to be interesting. And I found an event that is going to be on Saturday, March 21st. It is going to be hosted by Nikki Roundtree, and she is up here.
I wish she would come on up and talk to us about it.
I know.
Yeah, she's is she being shy? Is she shy?
I'm not sure. Nikki, would you like to come on and talk to us about it?
All you gotta do is copy that link. Copy that link, and you can come right up here and talk to us
about it.
But if not, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and fill you in. Okay, so the name of the event is Refuse to Be a Victim. It is Saturday, March 24th, 11 to 3. It is at the Russell Memorial Library in Chesapeake on Taylor Road, okay? And right now, the event is for participants from ages 12 to 17. Mm-hmm. And basically, it's talking about being safe and being a victim of of human trafficking and sex trafficking. So it's giving you tips on how to be safe. Okay.
Mhm.
And right now, the admission is free. And what she is doing though is she's accepting donations starting at $5, and $5 will cover one participant for the event. Okay. And I mean, $5 is not,
Yeah,
um, yes, is not breaking anybody's bank. So if you can donate, I really would encourage you to donate. You could go to her page. You could go to Nikki Roundtree, and you can find the information. She has a little section there where you can donate to her cause. And again, you will be actually sponsoring a person to attend her event. Okay, so it is March 21st at 11, from 11 to 3 at the Russell Memorial Library. And I do think that this is a really good cause, because as we all know, here of late, there's been so many stories circulating about sex trafficking and human trafficking and things like that.
Area.
Yes, we are the hub. If nobody knew
that
Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area is the hub for sex trafficking. Okay. So you want to be mindful. If you have a daughter that's from the ages 12 to 17 and you want her to attend, it is a free event. It is at the Russell Memorial Library on March 21st, and she is accepting donations starting at $5. You can donate as much as you would like, and it will go towards sponsoring a young lady for her event. And she is trying to sponsor 60 girls, or I'm thinking it's girls. Okay, 60 girls for her event. Okay, so she's posting the page is at Our Safety First, or send her a friend request. Okay, and then you can go up there and donate. Like I said, it's starting at $5. $5 will cover one person. Thank you. We'll cover one person for the event. Again, it's called Refuse to Be a Victim. Okay. So she put her information up there at Our Safety First, please. And then she has other a great deal of information up there. So it's not just about this. She has a lot of information on her page. So please go check it out to get more information. And please donate. Please, please, please donate. Or if you have a child, or if you know someone who has a child in that age range and would definitely this would be a good event for them, please get the information and take them and sign them up and register them for the event. Okay.
You're welcome, Nikki. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, what we need from you guys, we appreciate you, number one, for tuning in for both sessions. We appreciate the feedback. We hope that we're producing something that you guys like and that you want to see more of. But we need a favor. We have been growing. Our page has been growing exponentially over the past week. But Shanika has a challenge for us.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
So I really want us to get to 500 likes by the end of the month. So by end of January, we're sitting at about 290. And I really want us to get to 500 likes. And then Will and I will probably have cake because he likes cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
So we will probably bunt.
Nothing but cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing but cake. So once we get to 500 likes, we may have a giveaway or something. So, but we need, we definitely need to get to 500 likes. Like I said, we're almost there. We're really close to 300, and then that's 2 more. But the only way that we are going to get there is if you all continue to share our page, share our when we go live, to just share it. If you like what you hear, just continue. Like I said, continue to share. And if there's something that you want us to talk about or touch on, go ahead and send that to us via email. And our email address is thechatcw@gmail.com. And you guys, look. So then we will pull a question from the chat box. Yes.
Yeah. We had a question for the day, but we went out of time.
Yes, we did.
So yeah.
So the chat box. So make sure that you send in your questions, and we can have our questions. We'll have mail. So we did have mail today, but we didn't get to our mail. So just make sure that you send in your questions so that we can fill up our chat box and pull from our.
Especially for next week.
Yes.
Because next week's show, January the 21st, we're talking about love, lust, and relationships. Everything about relationships. We've already researched a lot of topics. We've had a few people who submitted a few scenarios and questions, but we want to definitely hear from you guys. So send those questions, anything you want to talk about. Perhaps you have a question for me, a question for Shanika, a question that we both can answer together. Anything about love, lust, or relationships.
Yes.
Make sure you submit it to the chatcw@gmail.com. So we can talk about that next
And just
week.
know that we will not be mentioning anyone's names.
You don't have to
it will
put
be
names,
anonymous.
right.
Yes, it will be anonymous, and we will just read your question, and then we will ask for feedback, and then we'll give you what our opinions about your question.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. So I think that was pretty much it.
That's
But yes,
pretty much
continue
it,
to
yeah.
share, continue to join us every Tuesday at 7:00.
Yeah.
It's been another fun episode.
Fun.
I hope you all loved our shirts.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think these are so cute. And the mug, yes.
Yes.
I will have mine by Tuesday. I'll have it. Okay. And again, thank you all for joining.
Yeah.
If you did not catch the show, just make sure once it's over, you could go back and replay it.
Yeah.
And if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, continue to post those up there. We do go back and read everything and then comment to your comments. Reply to your comments. Right.
Yes. That's it. Until next week, we're excited. I'm already excited.
Yes.
I love talking about relationships. So we're going to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. Everything about relationships.
Because we have because I will be married 25 years this month. I mean, this year, excuse me. And then
I will be married 3 months or 4 months? 4 months going on 12 years. No. But yeah, you know what? I may even have him come on the screen so that we can talk about. I love it. I love being married. I think I married a great man, and but just like new relationships, we're learning each other. So we have bumps in the road. But I'll be talking about all of that next week. Hopefully, he'll come on screen and talk about it as well. Give his side of the story, because there's always one side, two sides, and then there's the truth. Yes. So we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. Any other things? Love the shirts. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, I think that's pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for making it another great show. I really appreciate you all. And we will see you all next Tuesday, same time.
Same time for unfiltered, unscripted,
uncut. Yes.
All right.
All right.
See you
Good
next
night.
week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.